What is going on, guys? This is Miasin. So a few weeks ago, I made a video on the combo version of Thunder Dragon, and it did pretty well, so I promised you guys a spreadsheet video, but I was overwhelmed with all the things that I had to do and take care of, and also this weekend, I'll be even busier because I'm going to the YCS in Rio, so I'm not gonna be available until like next week to start working on it, so my bad. But for now, at least I have the pure version of Thunder Dragon to show you guys a few combos with, as well as the deck profile, of course. Because I do think this deck is really interesting, and you can still play it really well even with only one Colossus, because it is still a shifter deck and it has a lot of nice starters. And in this deck, very specifically, the Thunder Dragon cards aren't bad at all, because you got Allure of Darkness, you got a bunch of ways to take advantage of them, whereas in the combo version, ironically, you don't really want to see the Thunder Dragon cards. You only really want to see like Batteryman Solar and the Bestials and stuff like that. But this deck is much different, and I know it is a fan favorite. Yeah, before we go any further in these combos, I would really appreciate you guys even more if you could smash the like and subscribe button. And also, huge shoutouts to my sponsors, Inspire TCG, as well as Dueling Guard and Card Brawlers. Check all of them out in the description, sorry. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so combo number one, I have Aloof Lupine, Thunder Dragon Dark, as well as Double Eggs, and whatever else in my hand, doesn't really matter. So Aloof Lupine is a really interesting card because on normal summon, you get to banish any card from your hand as a cost, so it's inherently kind of resilient Veiler or Imperm, because even if I get Veiler, at least I'm banishing the Dark, and that's what really matters. And then the actual effect is I banish a monster with the same type from my deck. So that's pretty nice. And also, if it dies by battle or an opponent's card effect, I get to recycle back any of my banished monsters. So you can even crash your Aloof and then recycle back your Thunder Dragons. That's pretty nice. So yeah, I'll be banishing the Dark in my hand and the Roar from my deck, and then go Chillink 1 Dark, Chillink 2 Roar. I'm really trying to prioritize the Surge because that way I can get like a Hawk or something. And I will be special summoning the Roar. That semi-matters, not really. And I'll be searching for the Thunder Dragon Fusion, a card that we have to search the hard way now. We can't really rely on Predaplan Verte Anaconda because that card is fortunately banned. Thank God, because that card was really cancerous. Yeah, anyways, Matrix is going to be using its effect only for the sake of using a monster effect this turn. So, well, a Thunder effect from the hand, so that now we can go into Colossus. By the way, this is 3 summons. And then summon number 4 is going to be Thunder Dragon Fusion into Titan. And that is going to be 2 interruptions with only 4 summons. So Nibiru doesn't do anything against this deck. As a matter of fact, I want to say the best boards that this deck can make are all inherently Nibiru proof, or they can make an Appaloosa very early. And I will be showing you guys some combos with that. But yeah, that's a pretty nice setup. You know, Colossus, Titan with a pop because we've got the other Matrix. And if something were to die, the Colossus or the Titan can protect itself by banishing either 2 cards from the grave or a Thunder from the grave. And then I can trigger the Roar, summon something, and then when the Aloof Lupine dies, I recycle back the Roar to my hand, and then next turn I've got a follow-up in the form of the Graveyard Effect of Thunder Dragon Fusion in order to search any Thunder monster from my deck to my hand, which can search the Hawk, which can then recycle back, will revive back the Roar. So that's the reason why we summoned the Roar off of Roar, and yes, it is a legal move. Just like Fenrir can search Fenrir. It's really stupid, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's it for combo number 1. Pretty simple. Let's get into combo number 2. Alrighty, so for combo number 2, my hand is pretty nice. I've got Batteryman Solar, Thunder Dragon, Ready Fusion, Hawk, as well as Matrix. It's pretty much all you can ask for. This hand is the God hand, and it can do quite a lot. And again, this is pretty resilient through any hand traps that I can think of. And if you get shifted, you give the juiciest hug to your opponent. So it's really nice to finally be able to play a deck that benefits off of Shifter, benefits off of Bestials, benefits off of DD Crow, everything. But you're gonna cry when you get Lancia. That's like getting Lancia on Thunder Dragon is the equivalent of getting like Shifter when you're playing Tier Elements. You don't want that. But anyways, normal summon Solar effect. You're gonna be hearing that a lot against Thunder Dragon players. It is the best normal summon. Again, Aloof Lupine is really good, but only in the pure version. Yes, send the Roar, of course. This is the best monster, the Foolish, and then revive it back. And then Solar get the token, mandatory effect, and then go for IP Masquerena, Roar, summon the Dark. And then this is where Appaloosa for 3 is just so convenient. And also, this is indestructible by card effect, thanks to the fact that it was used, it was summoned off of IP Masquerena. And we're going to be searching the Fusion off of the Dark. And we already used the effect of Thunder Dragon to... No, sorry. No. Now we're about to do it in order to search either 1 or 2 Thunder Dragons. Doesn't actually matter at all because we're just going to shuffle them back in order to... with the Thunder Dragon Fusion in order to summon something. But the Ready Fusion, very specifically, is going to be going into Kaminari attack so that we can go into Titan that way. Because for Titan, you either summon it by banishing a Thunder Dragon monster fusion... Thunder Fusion you control and a Thunder in your hand, or with Thunder Dragon Fusion using 3 Thunder Dragon monsters. So yeah, we're also going to be searching another Matrix with a Matrix, and then Thunder Dragon Fusion, shuffle back Thunder Dragon, as well as any Thunder from the graveyard, field or banished, I believe. I don't know if it also counts the hand, I don't think so, in order to summon a Thunder Fusion monster, and that's going to be Colossus. Colossus, to summon it, you need a Thunder Dragon and a Thunder monster. So that's another way, again, to summon Colossus, because both of them, they can either be fusion summoned or kind of cheated out in a way. But that is, it doesn't matter, by the way, if these two monsters are properly summoned, because you can never summon them back from the graveyard or something. So your opponent, if he, like, let's say, Kaiju's the Colossus, he can't go, like, the Dark Charmer, revive back the Colossus, regardless of how it was summoned, because it says must be either fusion summoned or special summoned during the turn a Thunder monster's effect was activated in the hand by attributing 1 Thunder effect non-fusion monster. That's also something to consider. By the way, you can use face-down monsters to summon Colossus, which is very relevant. It is one of the ways you beat Nibiru. But yeah, that's an insane board, right? Appaloosa, Titan, Colossus with a Matrix on the opponent's turn, so that the Titan can pop any card on the field, doesn't target either. And you obviously have a follow-up, because next turn you can go like Thunder Dragon effect search, and then trigger the Titan, try to destroy yourself, and then banish the Roar in the Dark from the grave, and then search, special summon, and then Thunder Dragon Fusion also search. You got infinite plays for next turn, so if your opponent doesn't kill you, you better believe you are killing your opponent for sure. But yeah, let's get into combo number 3. Alright, so my hand looks a little average, right? I've got Thunder Dragon Hawk, Gold Sarcophagus, as well as 2 copies of Roar, and a blank, but I have to beat Nibiru. Which is, again, very easy, because 4 summons is all you really need. As a matter of fact, Nibiru is a weird card, because it states if your opponent normal or special summon 5 or more monsters this turn. If you set a monster, Nibiru doesn't actually count it, so you can technically summon 5 monsters and be Nibiru proof, as long as your tribute setting, which is quite relevant. So yeah, Gold Sark is going to be banishing the Dark, and then Dark is going to be searching the Thunder Dragon Fusion, and then Hawk revive back. So that is summon number 1. And then summon number 1 is tribute set the Roar. That happened so fast. So hold on a second, I will go previous. So yeah, we're going to be going tribute set the Roar, and then contact fuse into Colossus. So the Colossus is summon number 2. Again, the Roar doesn't count. And then we still have 2 more summons that we can go into for free. The Roar is going to, the Dark off of the Roar. That's going to be summon number 3. And then we're going to be going Thunder Dragon Fusion into a Titan, using back 3 monsters in the grave. That is going to be summon number 4. And another interesting stipulation about Thunder Dragon Roar is that the monster that you summon, during the end phase, it gets bounced back to the hand. And you can use this at your advantage, because if we are bouncing back the Dark to the hand, then we've got a quick effect Thunder Dragon effect that we can use on the opponent's turn to trigger the Titan to pop a card. So that in 4 summons, we were able to maximize the amount of interruptions that our engine was able to allow us to go into, because we had 2 dead cards as well, right? We had the double Roar and whatever this is, and the Thunder Dragon Dark is a card that also allows us to play somewhat for next turn, and we've got Thunder Dragon Fusion, so it's a lot that we can do off of a very average hand with no real normal summon, no Aloof Lupine, no Solar. Pretty much regardless of what you have in your hand, you can always make it work. It's pretty nice. For the hand traps and for the non-engine in general, 3 Shifter, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, and this can be literally anything depending on the environment. Super Poly can be main deck, because you only really need like 2 extra decks space for it. And we're already trying to play Mud Dragon anyways because of instant fusion, so might as well. That was my reasoning, but you don't really have to. This card could very much be Bestials, because Bestials, they do work with Battery Man Solar. Or if you go like opponent's end phase, Thunder Dragon Dark, and then your turn, Bestial Banish, you can also get your engine started from there. So yeah, in a world where Bestials are good in a format, you would probably be main decking Bestials, but Super Poly, it's really just there as like a placeholder. So it doesn't really matter. Don't get like too like involved with these like specific choices of non-engine, because it can literally again be anything. But the Shifter should pretty much always be there. It is one of the biggest appeals to playing this deck. For the Thunder Dragon monsters themselves, I'm really trying to max out like all the really relevant ones. So 3 Thunder Dragon to trigger the Titan so that you can always destroy cards. 3 Dark, that's one of the best ones. And the Roar, because I want to play 3 of each of them in order to make Allure of Darkness always live. And the Aloof Lupine is the other Dark monster in my deck. And also Shifter, if I dead draw it, I can still banish it with Allure. So that was my reasoning behind it. And then for the other monsters, 3 Matrix. Again, I'm really trying to play as many Thunder monsters so that Aloof Lupine is always live. and then Batteryman Solar with only 2 Hawk, because this one is the more bricky one. And finally, 1 Gold Sarcophagus, which is pretty much a 1-card Colossus, but it doesn't really do much else. And when your hand is already good, I want to say Solar is one of the worst cards in your deck. And then 3 Allure, obviously Instant Fusion and double Ready Fusion. I might as well just diversify, because if I draw both, then I can go Ready Fusion for Kaminari and then Instant Fusion for Mudragon in order to have more summonable monsters. And finally, the 1-of Thunder Dragon Fusion that you can still search with Dark or cycle back with the Roar. But again, there is no Verte Anaconda, so that the 1-of is not always accessible. So yeah, for the card deck list, I want to say this is as clean as it gets. And for the extra deck, 2 Titan, 1 Colossus, 1 Kaminari attack. Again, the Thunder monster that you are trying to summon off of the Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion cards, and then you banish any Thunder monster in your hand to summon the Titan. And if you got like Roar and Ready Fusion, you are going to be doing a lot, or like Dark with Ready Fusion. That is quite insane. And then Garura as well as Mudragon and Typhon, obviously, because the extra deck space is not super tight. Access Code, Appaloosa, Selene, Dark. The only Spellcaster monster that we play is Shifter, so unfortunately Selene is not going to be triggering its effect too often, but still, might as well still have it for safety measures. And then SP with IP, and finally Link Spider because of Batteryman Solar. And Kaminari attack, I guess, if you really want like Ready Fusion and any monster to make SP. And then finally Relinquished Anima because of, I have no idea actually. Oh yeah, the egg. That's it, because Batteryman Solar, the token, can't be used for Anima. It's not like Link Rebo. And for the side deck, very interesting again, D-Fisher, because you're really trying to get cards in the grave. And also it protects you from Droll, Veiler, Ogre. It's not too bad. Then 3 Forbidden Lands, because you really want to protect your Colossus when you're going first. So if you get hit by Imperm, you can just chain and then protect yourself. Or Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, etc. It just protects you from a lot. I want to say it's probably a little better than Seravis in this context. And then 3 Cosmic Cyclone for going second against back row decks. 3 Nibiru, or again, whatever, and the Bestow Monster. So I mean, it's a relatively straightforward deck. You can have, like, no experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! And just play this deck, and it should work relatively well. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace.